This is the Budweiser Indiana Governor's Cup. Brought to you by Champion, makers of Copper Plus, America's best spark plug. We're on the Ohio River, where it separates the states of Kentucky and Indiana. Madison, Indiana, a community that swells from 15,000 citizens to over 100,000 on race day. Hi, everybody. I'm Don Poyer. Last week, we were in Detroit for the Budweiser APBA Gold Cup. This week, Madison, Indiana, for the Indiana Governor's Cup. Now, the winner of this race last year was Steve Reynolds of the 7-Eleven, and Jim Hendrick is with him right now.
Thank you, Don. It was on this very river course, Ohio River 2.5-mile oval, that this man, Steve Reynolds, turned his whole season around with a victory. How about this year?
Jim, timing may be exactly the same now. You know, the first two races this season weren't the most productive for us, but the boat's running great. I think the 7-Eleven has a great chance today of repeating as champion.
And, of course, his biggest competition, or one of the big competition boats, would have to be the Miller American with Chip Hanauer, and Lou Gellos is with him right now.
That's right, Jim. Chip Hanauer coming off the Gold Cup win last week. You've said that kind of takes some of the pressure off. It's all behind you. Is it a letdown coming here then?
No, it just makes us a lot more fun. The Gold Cup was the biggest goal that we had set for the year. No matter what we had done, if we'd have lost that Gold Cup, we'd have felt bad. But now it's taken care of. It's on the shelf and it's polished up, and now we can be aggressive and have fun at every race.
Well, everybody else early this morning is running their boats out there. Your crew's kind of sitting underneath their boats, resting. You're back in the trailer.
Yeah, the guys have done a great job preparing everything. That's not to say something can't go wrong, as it did here last year. We broke a propeller, but I think the boat's as prepared as it can be, and they've done a good job.
Well, now it's time for them to race. Let's get the handle on Heat 1A. Let's go back to Jim.
Okay, Lou, and this is the way they're going to stack up with a couple of turbines to lead it off going head-to-head. In Heat 1A, it'll be the whole set Miss Madison, driven by Ron Snyder. This is the host boat from Madison, Indiana, checking in at 113.364. The 7-Eleven turbine, driven by Steve Reynolds, his qualifying speed 117.325. The Budweiser piston Griffin-powered boat, driven by Seattle's Scott Pierce at 120.611. And the Miller American, the top qualifier, driven by Chip Hanauer, will also see action Heat 1A. He checked in at 133.294. That's the way they'll stack up in Heat 1A. Lou, how about Heat 1B?
Okay, Jim, as is the case in Heat 1A, Heat 1B features 4 boats. The U4, Oh Boy Oberto, with George Johnson driving, qualified at a shade over 106 miles per hour. Cellular 1 of Louisville with Tard Yarling aboard, qualified this morning. The U22 at 109.944. Joe Ritchie, Spirit of America, Tom DeEath at 111.29. The U2, and they went out again this morning to iron out some things. And the Miss Budweiser Turbine with Jim Kropfeld in the driver's seat, 126.778. The U11. Organizers say they have one of the largest crowds on record for this race. We'll be back with all the racing with Don in just a moment.